happy bonus, but not bonus, but it is a bonus word for this week. The word of the day, Italian is Oggi, pronounced differently in different regions of Italy. So what region is this? It's spelled O-G-G-I, and it translates to English as today. And so I have a playlist on this channel called Moving, and it's covering moving, like residencies, and it also covers mapping moving. And so mapping is in that sense, refers to the neuroscience concept of mapping. Though who knows, maybe I'll get will there be a geological map? That would be kind of fun to, or just like a road map or something. But the neuroscience concept of mapping is like words, thoughts, actions, discussions, that kind of stuff, that takes one to one's destination. I've met researchers in the area in the past and read up on it when working with my amnesia, because when I can't recall the past and I have problems with my working memory, there's a bit of, okay, how do I get through today, and how do I get through whatever goal I'm setting? And so the kind of where it comes in scientific studies, the like most commonly used example is a rat runs a maze, and you guys know I'm a rodent person, so I love reading studies about rodents because I've had a bunch of rodents. We still feed the squirrels, so there's like maybe I can understand because I know how my squirrels think, right? I at least try to. Right, but the mapping occurs in a bunch of studies on rats and mice in mazes when they're eating the cheese at the end of the maze. And so they're thinking about, how do I improve next time, or what do I do next time, or that kind of thing. Maybe it's not always improvement, though the researchers tend to incentivize it as improvement. And so I can think of it as like that, and then if I hit a mapped spot, something usually happens, and it triggers another thing for me to do. And so like my video fun settings are examples of that, of like if I find at earliest possible move date, if one exists, make more video settings if I haven't already covered them. So that's in my moving playlist. But where I'm trying to explain this is because I don't know if or when I'm going to move, and I haven't. I didn't even know if there was a definitive end date, and then that end date is today, of like not knowing like when is the earliest time I could move, right? It was like, it's today is the earliest day I could move, so I didn't necessarily explain that the best. But how I've been approaching it is like, what if they come today? What if my soulmate or soulmates come today to move me? And there's the tomorrow. The approach tomorrow is helpful because at some point, if I do move, I get it right. Today is more difficult, and I'll break it into 3 scales. There's now, like me talking, doing this now, which would fall into the category of today if I post it today before midnight, and then if I post it tomorrow, then it's in the category of tomorrow. So there's kind of, for mapping purposes, 3 immediate time frames: now, which is what's currently going on; today, which is this day before midnight; and then tomorrow, which is after midnight. So it's a little bit different kind of than the social sense of today is the day it is. Okay, so for my mapping purposes, I treat it a little more clock, right? And I get through the days, so like if my soulmates come today to move me, which I've guessed that it won't happen today, but today is the earliest day it could happen, I have to-do lists, and so what would happen is like the to-do lists would change. So in that sense, I would get out the map of my day wrong. And what I do for each today map is I write out the today tasks the day in advance. So it's not always specific. It's like I've learned to abstract or generalize what I do to be like, okay, tomorrow, film and post a critter mealtime video. Right? And that'll be on my to-do list. And it's roughly chronological, which I used to not be able to do. I would make those lists and I would always get it wrong. So I've improved on both my tasks fitting for the next day, tomorrow, and then when I execute, so I write this out today for tomorrow, and then today I execute my list for today. And my chronology has been much better. But that's a long-winded kind of oggi in Italian, English as today, but providing some additional context for kind of my description of my moving playlist in the playlist description. Which there are actually, from YouTube specific, there are policies on playlists, the community guidelines, which I recommend reading if one is confused. There's community guidelines on external links, which I've read about both those things recently, for my moving stuff and for reporting on a swimming competition. So YouTube's got a lot of policies. So good to refamiliarize if you've seen it before, or just familiarize for the first time. So that's the YouTube kind of specific. But Italian word of the day, Italiano word of the day, Italian word of the day for today, Saturday, 24 June 2023, is Oggi, which translates to English, or Oggi, which translates to English as today.